Hello and welcome to another deck profile with, of course, me. I don't think you're going to be too excited for this one, but today we're going to do Rescue Rabbit jurrac garbage. Let's just get started. Let's see, 3 Saber Sources, 3 Alexandrite Dragon, 3 jurrac Gweba, or Gweba, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I don't even try anymore, 2 Thunder King Ryo, 3 Rescue Rabbit, and a Grand Mole for monsters. So, some people ask me, and this is a common question, why run 3 rabbits if you're just going to run 2 sets of normal monsters? And the obvious answer to that is you want to open the card. I mean, if you draw a dead rabbit late in the game, then either you deserve to lose or you can just succeed with it if you're not losing somehow. Let's count. 3, 6, 9, 11, 14. I run 15 monsters. Let's go to spells. 2 Pot of Duality, 2 Forbidden Lance, 2 Forbidden Chalice, 3 Dimensional Fissure, 2 MST, a Shrink, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, and Book of Moon. Pretty basic spell lineup. Nothing. I mean, I don't run a 3rd duality because I'm just tight for room and everything. I run a 40-card deck. Spell count is 2, 4, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 as well. Traps. We got Solemn Judgment, Trap Dust Chute, 2 Starlight Road, 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, 2 Dimensional Prison, 2 Solemn Warning. I don't know. I don't run Torrential and Mirror Force in the main deck, but I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, 40-card deck, Rabbit. Let's see. Let's go to the side deck for now, and I'll think of something to say later. Or actually, the extra deck seems a little bit more fun to go to right now. 1 Dolka. I regret not running 2. I need to run 2. I've had 2. I just keep getting rid of them. 3 Lagia, 1 Steelstorm Roach, a Leviair, a Cataster, 2 Utopia, 2 Stardust Dragon, 2 Chimera Tech Fortress, a Bryonic, and a Trish. Now, the main deck only runs 1 3-star monster, but as long as TGs exist with those swapping cards, and plus I side deck a Mind Control, so there are lots of options to go there. I mean, you can't be too careful, but I need to put in another Dolka somewhere, probably over a Lagia since this deck doesn't use the 6 dinosaur build. Let's go to the side now. CTT. We've got Mind Control, Green Kappa, 2 Mind Crush, Torrential Tribute, 2 Cyber Dragons, 2 Leeching the Light, 1 Knock. You can never be too careful about those random Gravekeepers that you run into, so this is like my only card that goes against it, really. Closed Forest, 2 7 Tools of the Bandit, the 3rd Dimensional Prison, and Mirror Force. I don't know. Leeching the Light, when you're going against agents, I never really side deck it against them anyway, so I might just take those out for something else. I don't know what yet. I'm not main decking Mirror Force because I believe that's only good against like GBs and stuff. I side it, but not too often. I side the 3rd Prison a lot. Makes me want to main deck 3, but once again, strapped for room, you never know. 7 Tools, it was hella random, but I like it. When you go against a bunch of people who side in random traps against you, like Vanity's Emptiness, go against TGs who main deck like 35,000 traps. Minecraft. Green Cop is also a good card. You set it, they attack it, they can't do anything about it during the damage step unless they have that like really crappy Horn of the Phantom Beast face down. That would just make you want to cry a little. Don't know how else to explain this. This is 1 Closed Forest for Dark Worlds, Dragunities, if you seem to run into that garbage deck. I don't know what else. Gravekeepers run like shit. Maybe Heroes if they're running Fusion Gate build or something. I don't know. Okay, reasonings for my choices in this deck. Well, I run a Shrink. I tried it out. I'm not sure. I went 6-0 at locals yesterday with this deck. Including against another mirror match, but the mirror match instead of Alexandrite Dragons was running that purple dinosaur. I think his name's Kabazul. I wanted to run that so that way Rabbit becomes a consistent opening. You save your bigger monsters for later, blah, blah, blah. You get them thinned out. But the thing is, if you don't open up Rabbit, you have to deal with cards like Reborn Tengu and Thunder King, and Kabazul is not going to do that. Having an Alexandrite Dragon push over a Thunder King makes you feel so good. I noticed that you don't need to push that many Lagias out and Dolkas. I mean, it's good to open Rabbit and go Saber Source into it and use Gweba to do that garbage. But that Reborn Tengu is just going to piss you off if you have no outs or the ability to run it over. So Alexandrite Dragon is my preferred choice. If you're going to run the Purple Dinosaur, however, then you need to run 41 cards because that way you kind of don't draw into the normal monster's opening hand, or the chances are less, or add like another duality or something. I need to run a third Lance. My choices for the 3 Lances is better, because if you have if you're going against gadgets, you summon Thunder King, they're like main decking like 5,000 smashing grounds. Having Lance on the field is going to help you out if you have a protection card like Deep Earth or something like that. I'm going to replace the Shrink with the Lance or on Chalice. The only reason I main deck Chalice is because a freaking card like Tour Guide exists. With Deep Fissures, you can't discard Valor, so main decking Valor is useless. So Chalice is my only out to it. If I go first, then her. If they go first, then good game. I guess you open Tour Guide and you're a good player, obviously. Granmal's a good card out to like all the Exceeds that are going around, like Zenmains. I like opening up like Heavy Storm, Granmal against Zenmains in 2 random back rows, and they get all mad and butthurt and What else? I wasn't main decking Heavy Storm earlier, but I'm running Triple Rabbit build now, so I guess main decking Heavy Storm is kind of like a thing. Now, this deck will lose. If you have high protection and you haven't opened up Rabbit, this deck will lose if you do not open Starlight Road and your opponent's a fucking retard who just likes to play Heavy Storm randomly. I have only ever lost to this deck when I bluff a Starlight and they go for Storm anyway. It just makes me pissed. It makes me realize that people are just bad in this world. So I guess if you're playing somebody with this Rabbit deck, go for the Storm. Don't give a crap. I mean, the chances of them having Starlight Road is like, I don't know, whatever the 2 of it in the deck is going to be. Because one time against Dark Worlds, I set Lance, Warning, and Macrocosmos when I was playing that build. And they had a back row, and I was like, oh, don't open up Storm, and please, if you open up Storm, please read a Starlight. And they didn't. They just won, blah, blah, blah. That shit happens. Bad players, blah, blah, blah. No. Just remember, you can't tribute Thunder King for its effect while D-Fissure's out, but that doesn't matter if they're playing Search deck or whatever. Sometimes you just don't open the 2. I don't know. The main deck is pretty solid. You don't have to worry too much. I might change the side deck a little bit. The Cyber Dragons need to stay. The 7 tools, I love it. 3rd Deep Person, all that garbage. This deck, I don't know how this deck can dish out 3 Lagias, but it's possible, I guess. I guess you can use 2 of those, 2 of those, 1 of those, and 1 of those. And Mind Control, 1 of theirs if you're playing some sort of mirror match. I think the weakness of this deck is if you go against Dark Worlds and don't open up D-Fissure, you're going to be in huge trouble because they're going to explode in your face and win. They'll use their, what's the card, Drag Down to the Grave to get rid of whatever they want. And you just got to open up D-Fissure or hope to God you have the best opening in the world, because that's running against that deck is going to be very, very bad. What else is this deck? This deck is also bad against jank-like gadgets because they can, like, dish out Smashing Grounds and poop on you with Machina Fortresses all day. But your main concern would to be getting Starlight Road onto your board or bluffing the crap out of it. You getting your opponent to go for your based on that, that's if they open up Storm is the way to go. 40 card deck, 15 card extra, 15 card side. If you play this deck and you know what you're doing, you're going to be very satisfied. I don't run Tour Guides in this deck. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I don't run Tour Guides in this deck because I legitimately think that card is just bad for this deck. People are like, oh, you can dish out Leviers, and when Acid Golem comes out, you can like crash with BLS. I just don't like it. I really hate it. Like, I owned a set of Tour Guides, but I flipped them, and if I did still have them, I would not by choice run Tour Guides in this deck. The only deck I would run Tour Guides in is Dark Worlds and Insectors when they come out, and Insectors are also going to lose to this deck if you open D-Fissure or anything else. I hope you enjoyed this, because this has been just the best deck to run unless you're running into jank. So I hope everybody at your locals is decent and doesn't run shit decks, and you're going to be very happy if you can afford the Rabbits, the $10 Super Warnings. I have Ultras, but I've had those for like a long time. Remember, not much to change about this deck except to go for the Lance instead of the Shrink, or Kabazools if you like it that way. Peace out.